Welcome to Pink Radio with Prestige. This is the place for you, the diva boss entrepreneur who needs quick tips on building your crave-worthy brand. This is your host, Nicole Doss, CEO of the Prestige Society, a membership organization for women entrepreneurs who believe in building powerful networks while slaying in their industries. So I want you to go ahead and grab your favorite cup of coffee and get your favorite tips right here with Prestige. Hey, bosses. It's your girl, Nicole Doss, and thank you so much for listening to another episode of Pink Radio with Prestige. This week is a little different than other weeks. If you remember, if you're part of the Facebook group, you would remember that I posted something asking the ladies to share if they actually subscribe to Pink Radio with Prestige. We called it the Listener's Challenge. And if you posted that you indeed subscribe to the podcast, then you are able to get an opportunity to sit down and chat it up with me and have that particular conversation aired as an episode on Pink Radio with Prestige. So this particular episode is going to feature two of these awesome women who actually took part in the challenge and were able to jump at it the minute that I posted it. I hope that you get out of this particular episode some insight, some just casual conversation among bosses where you can learn how these ladies are actually building their brands and their businesses every day. I hope you walk away with a little bit of motivation, a little bit of insight, a little bit of gems, all sprinkled on this phenomenal boss week that you are having. I hope you too will in turn join our Facebook group at Pink Radio with Prestige and look for other opportunities because I would love to feature you as well. All right, ladies, sit back, relax, grab a glass of wine, maybe a cup of coffee, depending on the time of day of where you are and where you slay. And I hope that you enjoy. All right, guys, bye.
Insecure financially, but I'm like, I wanted him to just be able to relax and just be home, but I wanted to still try to help out financially with the house. So I came up with this where I can sew clothes from home and help others as well. So that's how I started.
I think that's awesome. So I know I gave you a list of questions, but I just know you're going to give me some really great information where I'm going to add some additional questions based off of some of the feedback that you give. So when you talk about selling clothes, can you tell us a little bit about how that journey began? Like, did you start by going to Plato's Closet? Did you use Poshmark?
Well, I actually started with Goodwill because ever since I was younger, I would go to the Goodwill with my parents and like the thrift stores, the local thrift stores. And I just loved it. And when I went to the Art Institute, I started making my own clothes. But at the same time, when you start seeing some designers, they just don't have the same quality as vintage stuff does. So I would still go out and still find things. And when I was at one in Philly one time, I saw a homeless person. And I was like, you know what, let me just see if they need like clothes or like some type of socks or T-shirts, a jacket, something. And they actually were willing to accept it. So now that's what we do. 10% of all of our proceeds go to homeless and the forgotten about demographics.
Wow. I think that is amazing. So what is the one thing that you would say keeps you going while you're on this entrepreneurial journey? And the reason why I asked that question is that I just saw that you've had some really amazing milestones recently with your business. And so I know, and even reading some of your commentary, I could tell that it has been a little bit of a challenging road, which I think it's been for many, but I know that everyone's story is unique. And so can you talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you've experienced on this journey that's really kind of kept you on this road to say this is something that's really important for you to continue to do?
Yeah, like that's the one thing. It's like you see so many people that you can help. And like before this, we had a cookie business and we did fundraisers for Willenboro Township schools. And so we would be up for hours, over at our kitchen, just like cranking out cookies and the cookie grams they were called. And we would sell them by the thousand. And it was so much work. But I'm like, now knowing that I could just go grab some clothes, clean them up, and sell them, like flip them
Right.
and be home to see my children. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's what motivates me. I missed out on so many things on my nieces and nephews when they were younger because of the cookie business. We were
Right.
tied to that. So, but like I said, with this, it's so much easier, and anybody can do it. Like anybody can make money and be home with their children doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think for most women, that's the important piece of it. I think that there's a lot of hype out there in building businesses where people are so focused on just the bag or securing the bag. But the reality is that it's that freedom to be able to have that balance, to be able to be home with your children, to not be able to, be forced into a predicament where you have to choose of, whether do you go into an office or are you able to sit at home and homeschool your children, especially during the pandemic. I think having that freedom is definitely something that is very much just a motivator, I would say, for most. And having that freedom, financial freedom as well. But I really think that when you can balance your life, your children, your marriage, I think that's extremely important. So thank you for sharing that. When you are working a business, and it sounds like you've had a journey of exploring multiple entrepreneurial ventures, what would you say was the most challenging part of any of your businesses?
The most challenging, I would say, is the work-family balance. Because what we did was my first office, we turned my walk-in closet into an office. And I had everything set up there. But now, like you said, just recently, we transitioned to an office outside of the house. But it was very tough trying to find that balance of, okay, well, mommy's working right now. You have to go and, get your work done. So that is the biggest challenge that I've had, is trying to find that balance between family and work.
Yeah, and I know that's really hard. I got to tell you, the pandemic, though, it saved me because I used to do a lot of speaking engagements, and I feel like I was never home. And so even though I'm working in the home and I do have a little one, even though I have one in college, I have a 6-year-old too as well. And she is thinking that, she wants to be in on everything I'm doing as well. It's just like, listen, I need you to go find your spot over there, let mommy work.
Exactly.
Yes. So you would think it's easier, even though I really am blessed that, because even though the pandemic has been really hard on a lot of people, I know there's people who have lost loved ones through the pandemic. It was truly a great pause for me because it made me stop running around so much and really just sit down and be home. But that balance still is necessary because I find that I'll spend a whole day just sitting at my desk in my office in my home, and having balance is still important even if you are home. So I love that you talked about even finding that balance, even though you moved from having the office into your walk-in closet versus now having the actual space that's outside of the home, but still being mindful of how much time you're spending running your business versus running the home.
Exactly. That's very true.
Absolutely. So how did you overcome those challenges? Because you seem to be very organized. Like Josie, when I think of you, I think of the sweetest person in the world. But I just feel like if I asked them, they'd be like, no, my mom runs a tight ship.
Right. And I have to, because with Rasheen being at work all the time, I had to make sure that everything was in line, and he saw how much I was trying to get done. So when he would get home, he tried to set aside time so I can just get out the house. So I would even just carve out time just saying, okay, well, I'm going to the spa. That's what I would call it. But I would go to Target or Target, as I call it. I would go ahead and get some Starbucks and just walk around.
I love it. Thank you. So I think you already shared this, but I'm going to tap your brain and ask you again, when you were thinking about the things that were keeping you going on your business or your entrepreneurial journey, some of the things you mentioned was, the importance of giving back, to the community, helping people out, as well as having that freedom to be home and be available to your family. What would you say is the most or has been the most rewarding part of your business thus far?
Self is just helping people become whole happy people on a budget. Because
Right.
you don't have to splurge. Like I can make a wardrobe capsule of, it could come out to 150 outfits off of 40 pieces for $50.
Wow.
Like I could take you from every season for $50. Yeah. So it's like, I know that we work so hard it's like we work so hard for our money, we shouldn't have to just throw it away on everything. So
Right.
I give people different unconventional ways to make money and be able to just live life, you know?
I love it. And then what's the part of the brand where you then help those who need the actual clothes?
Yeah, so that piece, like it's anyone. Anyone can do it. But the people that we volunteer our time for are the people that can't afford it. So, but we do, so we do image consulting. So that is offered to anyone. And we help you to get dressed for, maybe you have an interview, but you don't know how to style yourself. Maybe you only have $5. We can find you a whole interview outfit for $5 if that's what it came down to. And so I'll get you straight. You know, anybody. Yeah, anybody, I'm willing to help.
Oh, I love that. Well, so I have another question. I'm sorry, this is not what I was going to say.
Okay.
So do you partner with nonprofit organizations like I would say like Sisterhood in Burlington or Just for Success, like where they have those individuals who may need assistance and they just don't know where to go?
I am looking to partner with different people. Like we do different things for different organizations, but I am looking for like partners that I can solidify things with. Because as of right now, it's just like, okay, well, if someone needs help, then I offer the assistance. But I am more than welcome. Yeah, I'm open to, you know, talking and partnering with anyone that would, you know, can benefit from us.
Yeah, I think I have some people I'd love to connect you with. And for our listeners out there, if you are in the New Jersey area, especially in like the Burlington, Camden County area, if you have a nonprofit organization where Josie's expertise seems to be like something that you would like to partner with, please feel free. We'll give you her contact information at the end of the episode, but please, you know, feel free to reach out to her and create that kind of partnership. But I think I have some people in mind, Josie, that I'd love to connect you with that I think this fits really perfectly with what you do and a service that can that could cater to a demographic they already serve. So I think it would be a really nice partnership.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I like it. So if you could go back in time and talk to younger Josie, what advice would you give yourself now that you are wiser and now that you know more as a female founder?
I would definitely say to stay focused and stay the course. Find something that you truly love and just focus in on it. Like I just posted about the Mamba mentality with Kobe Bryant, you know, the anniversary of his death. And he was one of my favorite players. So it was like, I just think about the Mamba mentality, just laser focused. Just zone in on what you want and don't let up until you see it through.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would say.
Absolutely. So now you have your new working space. It looks absolutely amazing, by the way. I love it. It's such an inspiring thing to see, you know, Black women owners, business owners. You know, I'm here to serve the brown female founders. So it's so great when we can see women that are thriving or still just even working their business, their dream businesses, even in the midst of the pandemic, and being able to pivot their business to now meet whatever new needs are now coming out of the pandemic as well. So tell our listeners what new awesome things you are working on, and how can they support you in your endeavor?
Well, yeah, we're expanding, and I actually started a real estate company. It's called Key of Life Property Management,
Awesome.
and it's so we can not only help people with their image, but also find adequate housing. So
Wow.
it's not only just for homeless people, it's also for single parents, like I said, the demographic, the forgotten demographic, veterans, newly released inmates, people that wouldn't know how to get back on their feet. Sometimes life can just weigh you down and you're just
Right.
thrown to the wolves, basically. So we are actually doing different things to help them find proper housing. And I actually just recently graduated from Jumpstart Tioga, Kiana. Well, it was Kiana Perry when we went to school. It's a program that she runs. And I actually can now go ahead and flip houses in Philly and get those situated, so I can expand and help others. So
I love it. I remember.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was a really good program, and I have my certificate and everything. So now, like I said, I can expand from there and truly help even more people.
I love it. Look, my husband's contractor needed contractors on board.
Sounds good to me.
Right. Well, how can people get in contact with you? So tell us all of your information, website, phone number, if you have a business line, Instagram or Facebook groups. Tell them anything and everything.
All right. So let's see. We have thenoodlebudget.com. And from there, like I said, you can purchase items, but we'll be revamping and putting articles about blogs, just teaching people how to look their best and how to color coordinate clothing, all those types of things. That's going to be revamped soon, but I'm actually taking a hiatus for a while. But you can still go on there. You can still purchase items on there. And see the things that we already have up there that might be of help. We also have it's the same handle on every avenue. The Noodle Budget. It's going to be on Facebook. It's on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. Everything that you can think of, we're on. So if you put in the Noodle Budget, then it comes up. Even if you went to our website, you would see exactly where to click. Also, we have a group on Facebook, the Noodle Budget Hustlers 101 group, and it actually teaches people how to make money in their spare time. So, like we post about mystery shopping, post about doing surveys from home or on your phone, just any way to make and save money from the comfort of your home or your phone.
I love it. I think we all can use a little extra. I'm paying college tuition. I can definitely use that money. So I'm already a member of the Facebook group. I'm going to go ahead and take some of these tips and tricks and put them into action.
Yes.
I love it. Well, what gems do you like to leave with our listeners, especially for those who are looking to get into any of the industries that your brands are part of?
Find out what meshes well with you. You don't have to do everything that everybody else is doing. Like I said, I love vintage pieces. So I just found like a Givenchy 1970s pleated coral skirt for $3 today. So yes, and it's beautifully crafted. But that's my niche. It's vintage pieces, high-end pieces, things that you really wouldn't find anywhere else. So I know some people that just resell shoes only. I know some that just resell mall brands. So Find what meshes with you and don't give up. No matter what, don't give up, because God will always, always see you through. You just have to keep plugging along at it and find out what makes you happy and what just feels like a good fit.
I love it. Josie, I thank you so much for your time. Please stay on the line with me. I'm just going to go ahead and we'll wrap this session up. But I thank you. Thank you for everyone who's listening to this episode, and hope to see you guys next week.
And thank you, Nicole.
Absolutely.